In this section, I want to talk about the start menu of Windows 10. And that's kind of new, kind of old. You can see some features from Windows 7. You can see some features from Windows 8. And I love all of them, And I love, working with new things. It doesn't matter if they are good, if they are bad. I loved Windows 8.1 start page. Now I love Windows 10 start menu. So how can I work with the start menu in Windows 10? You can go on this start button, you can left click on that, or you can right click on that. I first want to show you that if you right click on that, you have a shortcut menu here. And I'm going to talk about this shortcut menu later. So let me go and click on this using left button click. Now you can recognize different areas in this start menu, and I want to highlight it using different colors. First of all, using red color, I am highlighting this part. This is called, I don't know what it is called. It is kind of a start page. It is called start, actually. This is called the start, and we inherit this from Windows 8 and 8.1. And you can see different tiles here. You can resize it, you can remove it, you can add to them, and you can, lengthen it as much as you want. It is very nice, and you can work with these as just as though you're working with Windows 8.1. Okay, on the left side, what we see has come from Windows 7, of course. You have different parts here, and I want to show you one by one. This is the search box. You can type in it, and it is going to search your start menu, start page, your computer, and finally internet for what you are typing here. It is integrated into Bing, and it is working just fine. You can see this part is just a button that you click on that and go to the second page of this start menu. This is called the start menu on the left side. And I want to show you this part in blue. This part is an application view, actually. You can have some applications pinned here. You can go to different applications. You can, customize this. I'm going to show you how you can customize this. This is a very nice feature. And on top of this, you can see this part that shows me who is logged in, and there are options for logging off, and so shutting down, restarting, hibernating, putting this computer to sleep mode. And this is what you see in this start menu. And of course there is a second page. If I go and click on application, all apps, you can see this second page that contains a list of apps. And if I go down, I can see some folders. These folders are groupings of different programs. I have installed, for example, Revit program. I can see a grouping of Revit here. If you install some other programs, you can see grouping of other programs. You can just click on these folders, for example on Revit, and you can see some programs are organized under that. Of course, you can add some folders to here. It is a little tricky, but you can do this. Now, let's go to the right side. I'm going to talk about the start part of this menu. As you can see, I have different tiles here, and tiles are nice to work with. You can remove a tile. If you want to remove a tile, you can just right click on that. And as you can see, there is a context menu that opens for you, and based on different tiles, this context menu may be a little different. For example, on Revit you can see more options. On calendar you can see less options. Now if I want to remove a tile, I can just go and click on unpin from start. If I want to pin it to taskbar, I can right click and go to pin to taskbar. If I want to uninstall an application, actually an app, I can go and click on uninstall, but I don't prefer to uninstall this app. It doesn't hurt. I just let it be there. And if I want to resize the tile, I can go and see the options for resizing the tile and select it. For example, I want it to be large. As you can see, it is the biggest size of a tile. I want it to be small, and this is the smallest size of tile. I prefer to have it a medium size. Some of the applications do not support, actually some of the apps, I'm sorry for calling these the applications. Some of these apps, if I right click on that and click on resize, I cannot see all of these options. For example, let me go to news, and you can see on news, no, I have this. On this one, again, this has all of them. Let me find something that, oh yes. For example, OneNote, as you can see, it does have only 2 different options for resizing the tile, but some of them have more options. So how can you pin items to this start? If I want to, for example, add an application to this start, I just go to Start menu, go to All Apps, and find the apps. For example, I prefer to have a scan on this start, so I right click on a scan, and as you can see, pin to start is here. I click on pin to start, and a scan goes there. I want to have reader, I right click on reader and go and click on pin to start again. I want to have, for example, PC setting in start, I right click on PC setting and click pin to start. As you can see, now I have different items in my start, and they are of course all live. If I was connected to internet, I could see the changes on the faces of these tiles, but now I'm not connected. Let me go to, for example, games, and right click on that and go and pin it to start again. Now I want to organize this start page. I can just go and move items between different parts. For example, I want to have people here, I drag it and put it here. I want to have OneNote a little bigger, go to resize, and oh, this is the biggest size of OneNote. I want to have, for example, food and drink a little smaller, make it medium, it goes here, that's okay. I want to have reader bigger, so I go here and see the different sizes. No, this is the largest size that I can have. I don't want to have OneDrive in this size, I prefer to have it medium size, and I want to have games as medium size. Again, I do it, and you can see my start page is so beautiful and nice. So these are the options for the start. What can I do on the left side? If I go back and look at this start menu, I can see that there can be items in this page to make it beautiful. Some items reside here, some of them I can add them to here. And how can I do this? I'm going to show you. Let me right click anywhere in this place and select properties. And of course this is the same as right clicking on taskbar and going to properties. Both will open the same thing. And I can go to start menu tab. Here I can do different things. For example, let me go to the privacy part. It tells me I can store and display recently opened programs in the start menu. Okay, I click on apply. Now if I go here, I do not see much difference. But if I had some programs and I had opened it frequently, I could see that the list will go on and go on, and I could see the new applications that I have opened in this list. Oh, okay. Now this is a good feature. But I do not like it. I just want to see static view here. I don't want to see it dynamically changing. Whenever I want to have a program, I just pin it to the start. I don't want to have it here, so I prefer to remove it. I click on the store and display recently opened program in the start menu and click on apply. I do not want to see it. The second thing in privacy part tells me store and display recently opened items in the start menu and the taskbar. And basically it is talking about jump list. So what is jump list? If I go to start menu, I can see a little arrow in front of File Explorer. If I go to that, a list opens. This is called jump list. And let me show you jump list somewhere else. If I go to taskbar and right click on File Explorer, again I see a list of items here. This is called jump list. Let me go to Internet Explorer and right click on that. You can see jump list again here. So jump list contains a list of frequently visited places or frequently open files, or frequently whatever, and this is called jump list. And how many items do you see in jump list? If I right click on this, I can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is the highest number that I can see here. And where does this 10 come from? If I go back to taskbar, start menu, properties, I can see that it tells me number of recent items to display in jump list is 10. Now if I want to see more of these, I can just make it 20, 30, 40, whatever I want to. Or if I want to see less of them, I can just reduce the number. Click on apply, and if I right click on this, now I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why don't I see 20 of these? That's because these are just the places that I have been frequently. If I go to other places and open them frequently, I can see the list is growing to be about 20 places. So let's be here. Now if I click on the start menu, you can see that jump list is here again. Some items have jump lists, some items do not have jump lists. So let me go to other parts of this start menu customization. Here I have a customize button. Let me click on that. By customize button, I can go to start menu, and I want to show you what I am talking about. The first type, the first white item tells me that enable context menu and drag in and drop in. So I go here and I right click on items here. I can see a context menu. I right click here and I have see another context menu. I go to all apps and right click here. I see context menus here. And it tells me enable drag and drop. I can just go and drag calendar to the right side and put it somewhere I prefer. That's it. Now if I remove this and click on OK and click on apply, if I go to start menu by right clicking on items, nothing happens. You can see I right click, nothing happens. And if I go to all apps, try to right click, nothing happens. If I try to drag some item, it tells me something else happens. It tries to open the program. So this is what dragging and right clicking means. I go to customize. I prefer to have it. This is a nice feature. The next thing, it tells me there are submenus here. And open submenus, when I pause on them with the mouse pointer, it means here I can see this little triangle. Let me click on this OK. I can see this triangle, and if I go on this triangle and stop my mouse for a little moment, this is going to open for me. And if I hover my mouse out of this place, it is going to be disappear. It is going to disappear. So I prefer to have it, so I let it be checked. Some items are pinned to start list. Actually, this is called the start list. So we can see documents, pictures, and File Explorer are already pinned here. I can right click on them, and you can see that right click is disabled. Let me enable right click again. I can click on this and click on apply. If I go here, I can right click on them and remove them from list, or as an alternative, I can go to customize and just remove the check from these items. And if I want other things, I can just click on them. For example, I want to see personal folder. I make it present in a start list actually. And I can have system administrative tools as well. I prefer to have it. This is a very nice place that I want to see frequently. So I click on OK. Again, click on apply and go to start menu. Now I can see that I have other things such as this File Explorer again. If I go to all apps and go down, I can see administrative tools is added here to the list. Now we saw about start different pages, how we can remove items like this. I want to remove this from here. I don't want to see them. I prefer to have some other applications here. If I want to pin something to this start list, there is no real shortcut, as to this time, I sometimes try to find some, words I cannot. I'm sorry for this. English is not my native language, so forgive me for this. If I want to add an item to this page, I can do uh, real, fast, a real fast trick. I can just drag items from this start to this start page. For example, if I want to have Revit here, I can just pin some applications such as Revit to the start and then drag it from the left part to from right side to the left. So you can see it tells me pin to start menu, and I prefer to pin it here. You can see I see Revit here. Now if I don't want to see it as a tile, I can just right click and unpin it from start. Now I have Revit here, and it has its jump list, and it's working just fine.